describe what we just saw on the screen. So we saw a a movie theater full of what?
Bikers.
Bikers? Did anyone see a bike or a motorcycle in that video? But there is, on the YouTube title?
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
White nationalists.
White nationalists. What else? And then we saw people walk in pairs, and what happened? Some froze. Well, I think most of them all froze. What else?
Fear.
They froze, and they were scared. There was fear. What else? There was some gender dynamics at play, right? The man said, let's go, let's get out of here, or whatever happened there. So there's some gender stuff. We could talk a lot about all the different dynamics. Why I like that video is because it displays people walking in, and that moment, that pause where you are taken over by your fear. And what I like about that video is we get to see different reactions. We get to see people pause and then decide to go head in. And you know what? They were, congratulated with a beer and an applause. So that's pretty cool, right? So, again, not even any judgment on it, but that you saw those different pauses and then what people, whether they left and they didn't get to see the movie or whether they, engaged. So that's what we're talking about. Rollo May says the freedom is the pause between stimulus and response. If we are conscious that these things are happening, then we're able to control what our reaction is. Let's take a look at another video.
We have got to cost people ideas.
We could open an account on FedEx.com to save 10% on online express shipping.
Okay, how about this? We open an account on FedEx.com with 10% on online express shipping.
You just said the same thing I said, only you did this.
No, I did this.
So, let me describe what happened there. We took it out of the movie theater and into the office, and there were folks around the table, all up here. My perception was all male, right? And I think mostly white, or the perception was that, to me, that they're white. What else did you see or experience there? What happened? Go ahead. Yeah.
I've heard the younger guy made this suggest he was basically the young kid, and nobody takes him serious.
So let me describe. So a younger, potentially a younger person says something, and then somebody else at the table repeats it, and everybody affirms it when he does that. What other things were at play?
The level of active listening shifted.
The level of
Active listening.
active listening, okay? Body language. He's at the head of the table. His dress, yeah.
Inattentional deafness.
Inattentional
Deafness, like inattentional blindness, but in the audio side.
Got it. Okay. And so yes. And how many people here have had that experience where you're like, wait a second, was that my idea? And it gets stolen. That supervisor could have done a bunch of other things, one of which he could have said, hey, let me see if I understand what you're saying. Repeat it, affirm it, establish himself as a leader, and then have the same impact and a greater impact on the team and hopefully and potentially his staff. So this isn't rocket science. We're talking about some bigger picture things, but we're also talking about minute behavior. It's very possible that guy at the head of the table had no idea what he did. I know I've done it. You say, how many people have been FedEx before? A lot of you raised your hand, right? How many people do you think you have done that to without knowing? I will say, I know, I do it all the time. Okay, so let's go into the next question. We're looking at these 4 questions. What is bias? How does it show up? Where does it come from? And what can we do? How does it show up? For the research buffs in the room, and even perhaps some skeptics, here's some research, organizational and societal, that talks about how bias plays out for us. So, what percent of American men are over 6 feet tall? Do you think? 50? 10? 50? 14% of men are over 6 feet tall. 60% of Fortune 500 CEOs are over 6 feet tall. Of that 60%, 40 are over 6'2", only 4% of the population. Now, do you think boards and people are going and saying, I'm going to go hire, let's go hire the tall guy? No, but it's happening, right? So there is a bias there towards potentially male.